Hello and welcome to the China Repair Studio. So as you can see today, I'm back in the garden and I thought I would show you how to clean your airbrush. Again, if you haven't subscribed before, please subscribe and also please like and also please share. Right, so we've done some airbrushing and we have our airbrush, and I thought I would just show you how I clean my airbrush. Now these are quite tricky, finicky, and regardless of which brand you use, and I thought I would just show you how I clean my airbrush. So once you've used your airbrush, obviously you've got lots of paint in the well and it's come through its little bits here and it's sprayed, and so it's all a bit clogged up. Now once you've used your airbrush, you need to actually then put some water into the little point here, into the little well. Put some water into it and then blast it through with some water after you've used the paint. It doesn't matter if you've used acrylic or if you've used some form of powder pigment. You need to blast it through with some water. So just pure water in the well here and just blast it through. Then once you blast it through, if you can take it off here at the point to where it goes onto the compressor, and then it's ready for taking apart. Now the first thing I would do is actually, before I start, a bowl of water, and I do tend to use a very small pin, I don't know if you can see it there, and a Q-tip. So if you can take off the well here, oh, here we go, and put it into the bowl of water, and I would make the water quite warm, fairly hot, as warm as you can get it, to be honest. Always have a bowl because you don't want to lose the missing parts, and some of them are so small, you put it into a sink or something, you may lose them and you're going to have to buy new. And then here we are, where it sprays. Now this is very, very fine. Now on this part here, if you can see, it also comes away a small part here. I'm going to pull it away. Now this bit here you do not want to lose. It's the part of the spray. So if you can put that into a bowl with the other part, you're not going to lose it. Okay. And then if you can undo the part here. So we're in our garden. I'm in the garden today again. I just thought it was a beautiful evening, so I thought let's do it in the garden. Now, taking this part, the back part, and then we have the needle. Don't go this way with the needle because you don't want to be damaging any part of the needle. You don't want to blunt it. It's extremely sharp and you want to keep it sharp. So gently pull it and put it into the bowl. And then this part here comes away where you actually press here. Okay, so put that on the side. Right, so once we've got, I would actually have these three items. You don't need to wash these. This you could actually wash inside, so I'd put that into the bowl as well. So first thing I would do is get the needle and just wipe it with the fingers, going to the point which is actually very sharp. Be very, very careful. You don't want to blunt it. Okay, and just place it back into its box. Now this part's here, which is the large part of the spray brush, I would actually get, this is when you get your Q-tip, and on the back side of it, you just want to just go in there and just prod it around and get rid of any paint, and then go where you would actually put the paint in. Make sure that's all out, and also here on the nozzle part, just give it a little rub and just make sure that's all out. and then put it back into the bowl so you know where it is. Now here, where we put the paint in, you just want to give this a good rub, make sure there's no pieces of paint left. Again with the Q-tip, and again back into the bowl so you don't lose it. And then we have here where we actually start to use the spray and it starts to get finer. Again, I would use the other end of the Q-tip, and if you just go very carefully, if I can show you, so that's the end, go very carefully. If you go very carefully on the inside part where it sprays out, just to make sure that on this part here that there are no bits of residue of any paint, because when you reuse it you don't want paint coming out, you don't want it spraying and then it being it being tricky trying to fight through any old paint. So once that's done, again I would place it in the bowl because I don't want to lose it. Now this part here, again, it's in the warm water, and I don't know if you can see this goes in with this part. Now this is extremely small and you do not want to lose it. It can easily go down a plug hole. That's why I always use a small bowl, a soup bowl, a breakfast bowl, just something where you're not going to lose it. Now this is where my small little pin comes in. I do have a very fine pin, I don't know if you can see it there. And what I do in the bowl is I would just, on the outside, in the inside, this little nodule here, and you just want to work that in and prod it around and get rid of any bits and pieces of any paint. And I would actually do it in the bowl, in the warm water, and you can actually see the paint, I don't know if you can see that, coming out, and just prod it with the finest pin you can get hold of. So again, so you've got the pin, if I can show you here, the pin and the tiny part, and you just want to put the pin into this part here, because in amongst here you get bits and pieces of dried paint and you just want to get rid of those, so you just do that and just get it through, and again in the water, and just keep prodding it up and down, just get rid of any surface paint. Then once you've done that, it's time to put it back together again. So you have this little piece here, again, which I say be very careful with, and then the bit with the nodule, put that in. So when they're both in together, you can then breathe a sigh of relief because they're both together then. They're not going to go anywhere, they're not going to fall down a crack, basically, or down a plug hole. And then just put it on the side slightly for a moment, and then we can get the other parts. So here we are, we've got part of this, and you could put this on the top. I mean, if you're going to put it, to be honest, back in its case you wouldn't be doing this, but I just want to show you how it goes back together again. So that's on there. Now we have this. Now this part here, if you can see here, got a bit here. Now this bit here comes in two bits. That wants to be facing forward and the other bit needs to be going back. So the flat part, where you would use your finger to go up and down, would go behind. You don't want the other part because you want the bit here. I don't know if you can see here. This bit is where you want to be going, because you want to be going up and down with the brush. So you want to put it, it's quite tricky, but you want to put it into, it's even trickier when I'm trying to do it on a video. Right, so put it into there. And you know when it's right because you place it and it will go up and down. If it's not right, try again. Ah, there we go. So it goes that way. So the arch is at the back. okay? You know if it's right, it will move. You can place it and it will move. If you go the wrong way, such as this, you place it and it clinks. It doesn't work, it stops. So you need the half moon, if you like, at the back. And you need the bit here where you would touch it quite flat at the back. So it is like so. And then place in. So when you place it in, you can actually put it in and it will actually move up and down. Okay? So when that's done, once that's in, you then want to get your very sharp needle. Never go frontwards because you will blunt the front of the needle. You always want to go backwards. So this is when you know if you've got it right or not, okay? So you put your, this is the tricky bit here. Just put that in there. There we go. So that's in. You get to your needle and you go from the front. Never ever, never ever go from the back because you will blunt the needle. So go from the front and push it through. And this is the bit where you need, so I'm trying to do it when I'm trying to, right, okay, so there, and then hold this into the middle. You don't want it too far down, otherwise it's not going to latch on and go directly in the middle. There we go. So can you see? So now we can use this motion. It's up and down, it's working. This bit here, both points have gone through to this part. And so we can actually now, if you can see, it's the flat part there. So you can go up and down. Okay, there's the flat part. And then there's a half circular part. So there we are from there. Right, so then we can use the bit which is the two parts which I had here, the bit here, the very small fine part, and you can just place it carefully and just screw it on, not too tight, just a little bit. You want a little bit of give for this part here. So I just want to show you these. Now the back part does come into two parts, so you can actually take this part off here. And then you place it on and you would just put it on like that. Then you get this part here at the back and you pull it through very carefully, okay? And then you would just twist it and keep twisting. So, whoops, let's just twist this way. If it doesn't twist that way. So it goes on. So it's very tricky. Here we go, it's going on. So once that's screwed on, you've got this part here, and then you can finish screwing this end on. Again, this can move up and down. For when you're then doing your airbrushing, okay? You can tell if it can go up and down, that's fine. And you've got this, and you can just screw, make sure it's going up and down again, and just screw onto there, and you can go up and down when you're doing your airbrushing. So there we go, how to clean and put back together your airbrush. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Again, if you haven't subscribed before, please subscribe, and also please like, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.